back and let's just say things are not looking good.
Okay.
Don't be ridiculous. The science is very—
Not pregnant. I have no—
Hi, my name's Mike now. Nice to— The other doctors in this town suck ass.
Lili, take it away.
Seems like we have a great topic. Breakups are always hard. Amit, I've got to start. You're down as writer. How did this come to you, and how did you present it to Jono and Nick?
Yeah, I guess at the time I had an endocrinologist that I thought hated me, so I had to switch to another doctor. So I was like, what if this was the exact opposite and they loved me and this was absolutely horrible for them? That's kind of what gave me the idea for it. Me, Nick, and Jono all met through improv classes in Toronto. Just kind of like met, and I guess like we're all have like similar senses of humor, and sent the script to Jono and filmed it.
Nick, what did you feel like when you read the script? You're like, I'm so on board with this. Or were you like, what is he doing? Yes, I'm still on board with this. What was going through your mind?
Well, I'll give you a tidbit. So he gave me the script, and we've all been working and going to class together for the last 2.5 years. So we actually know each other very well, like every single week for the last 2.5 years, and we do shows together. So we're besties as well. So him telling me that he's got a script for us to do, I'm like, I'm on board because Amit's mind is brilliant. So he presented the thing and it was hilarious, obviously. And so I went away and I started learning my lines and started to get ready for the day we filmed. And then the day we landed at the office to shoot it, he hands me a script and he's completely changed the whole thing. So literally on the spot, I had to rememorize everything to the better because Amit knows what he's doing. What I first read wasn't what we ended up doing in the end, but it was the child of what we were doing in the beginning, if that makes any sense.
Wow. So of course I have to know, were they like major changes? Was it like, oh, new plot, this is what we're doing?
Yeah, in the original draft, it was an accountant. Getting lines were changed, jokes were added. I tried to make the dialogue seem more natural because I guess I have a natural inclination to use very few words sometimes in scripts. So kind of did a pass to try to make it feel more like natural with more words.
Could this potentially be seen as a commentary on the medical industry?
It could. That's not what I intended, but I guess that's the great part of art. You can take whatever meaning you want out of it.
Tell me about the relationship with the lab tech, I guess is what we would call her, coming in and just kind of giving that personality of, yes, isn't she wonderful? Everything's fine. Everything's blind. She just did something that was absolutely horrible. Everything is okay.
I finished all the lab tests for the day.
Wow, it's 10 a.m. That was really quick.
Yeah, I realized I could do it a lot faster if I mixed all the blood and urine together, so.
Tell me about her and how she ended up being a part of this train wreck is all I can say. This brilliant train wreck.
So I had the idea first of wanting a doctor to misdiagnose stuff. And then I kind of worked backwards and I'm like, what reason could that possibly be? The lab results have to be messed up. And then just try to think of a interesting or weird or large character that could be the reason of that. And we had a really good actor, like Lena's amazing, so funny. And she improv some of the lines too. It was the line, "You're glowing." That's like one of my favorite lines.
And I forgot my coat, so I'm taking yours. Congrats, you're glowing.
Well, it was a pleasure to watch again and again. And when I watched it, like I would just see new things and I'm like, what if this were real? And maybe somewhere this is real. And what a horrible place to be in. And well done, actor Nick, for sticking up for yourself. Thank you so much for being here. Happy Valentine's Day. I am going to hand you over to co-host Marc, who's got some more questions for you.
Doctors are often portrayed as incompetent and foolish, and this is as old as comedy from Moliere to Dr. Callis and Shakespeare, the Merrywives of Windsor.
The science is very clear. The earth isn't flat, and you're a pregnant woman with 17 diseases, 5 of which are hepatitis.
How does it feel to be in such good company? Have you shown this film to your doctor?
I haven't. I guess I've never had that relationship with my doctor, sharing videos, but maybe I should explore that.
Okay, Nick?
I actually have a very close relationship to my doctor, and I will be sending this to him just to be like, don't be like this guy, please. Thank you so much.
Okay, Jono?
Yeah. Maybe I'll show it to my doctor. We're like, he's a young guy. He's kind of vibing. We have more than just medical chats when I'm there. So maybe during some small talk, I'll Just pull out the phone.
Now, I have a question for all three of you in the process. Why this fixation with Ebola? And that's not just you. It seems to be a kind of a cultural thing. Why does that disease get on so much press, even though it's from over 15 years ago? And why does it hold on so strongly to our imaginations? I'll go with Jono first.
It's a pretty visceral word, you know? It conjures so much. Your sort of brainstem reacting when you see a snake, like there's something in us that word just gets so deep within our DNA that you say it, it kind of explains everything. And yeah, it just seems like of the top tier premium diseases that exist or have ever existed.
Just like music there's pop culture references for everything, and there's almost pop culture references for diseases as well. COVID and SARS would have been too close to home for us, so we figured Ebola is far enough in distance, but was there in the background, so I think it's not too sensitive for us to use it in a joke.
It's popular just because if you Google list of diseases, it's near the top. So that probably is a factor.
Oh my God, Amit, so you're one of those doctors that Googles diseases before you talk to your patients?
Yeah, I basically just Google up diseases, randomly pick a couple, and then
Awesome. I have a question. I don't know who was in charge of props. What was in those vials? Because they really look like blood samples. Did you steal them from a lab? Or because the detail is amazing.
I just ordered a bunch of vials off Amazon and then did water and red food coloring. Some of them, a little bit of apple juice just to make it kind of gross. I'll let your brain take that one. But yeah, just trying to make it look kind of off-putting. So some of them are really dark, a lot darker. Some of them are lighter. Some of them are yellow.
Actually, I have a little bit of a serious question because you dive into the hormonal question, male versus female. Did you hesitate to go down that path given the current awareness of transgender issues? Or is that everything's fair in comedy?
It's a big one. I mean, that joke was okay. Like, I mean, none of us are necessarily from that community. We're from various parts of the community, but we're not saying it to make fun of the idea of that or anyone who is a part of that community. It's more about the idea of this doctor just like misdiagnosing. So it felt appropriate for that thing to be inserted because he is such a buffoon and he could just kind of blow past it. And in a way, you kind of touch on it, but you also just leave it in the ether for everyone to realize, you know, we're not making fun of it. We're making fun of him.
In my defense, I don't see gender or race or colors. But being colorblind probably does have an impact on the not seeing race thing.
I have one last question for the doctor, Dr. Amit. There are some papers on your desk, and they're actually closer to the patient than you. Are you worried about patient confidentiality? And, you know, I'm a little bit worried about that. What do you think?
That's the most important thing, maybe, just out of everything. So I made sure I was like, this is something that's important, and I fought for that when we filmed it.
That detail just kills me. It's just the idea of the stack of papers right in front of the patient is just perfect. Thank you so much, guys. I really enjoyed this film, and I can't wait for the next one, and I'll hand it over to the moderator.
What is the indie filmmaking scene like in your city?
It's great. There's a lot of really strong filmmakers up here. Too many to count, really. It is tough because we don't have the population of California is pretty much bigger than Canada. So we don't have that kind of constant support and that overnight success, that viral success all the time. But if you look just below the surface of what's kind of going out into the world, there's a huge, amazing underground scene. Tons of people making sketches just like this. People, yeah, there's a lot of very good things going on up here. Highly recommend.
Were there creative decisions that you had to make or change due to any of your logistical limitations or possibly technical or budgetary limitations?
I feel like maybe just the scope of what we could show on camera. It would have been really nice to have a 3-shot of them all together, but we didn't have the real estate to get an angle of that size. And if we saw too far over from where Nick was sitting, we'd see into another office that's just clearly an accounting firm. Like it's with the artifice of the clinic immediately disappeared. So like some of those sharper angles were kind of, our hand was forced there, but it seemed to work out because it really is just about the body language. And once you see a couple of posters on the wall, you see his stethoscope, like you kind of know where you are. So I just trusted the writing and shot around it.
We spoke about your cast member here, Glenna Walters. What a scene stealer. Nick, Amit, Jono, have you worked with her before in a live situation? And does she have these wonderful scene stealing moments live in your improv experience?
Yes.
Yes. So so Glenna and us, she also came up through the ranks. We all trained at Second City here in Toronto. So we all came up through the academy together. And Glenna and I have gone off we are now an improv duo and we compete. There's a competition here every year called the World's Biggest Improv Tournament. And so she's my partner. And I'm going to tell you right now, the reason why I begged her to be my partner is because she's 1,000 times more talented than I could ever be. It was 190 teams. We went down to the top 16, and I'm telling you, Glenna carried a lot of it. She is absolutely brilliant, always brings absolute quality to the table. She's like a complete gigantic powerhouse, and I'm looking forward to her career. She's only 23. I'm 45. She's 23. I'm so excited for what the future has for her because acting-wise, she's incredible, but when it comes to even writing, even improving, anything to do with comedy, just whatever she touches turns to gold. She's unbelievable.
She has a troupe here, a sketch troupe called the Red Hot Silly Peppers, who are doing quite a lot of good things right now. And yeah, she started young. She was on M with an E from a very young age, which is a pretty big Netflix show. The second I saw her perform in class, I'm like, why is she here? She does not need to be here. She's got it. She's got the thing. So yeah, we all very much love and cherish her.
Thank you, Nick. Those are such generous comments that you just made. That's what a wonderful bouquet to send her on Valentine's Day. That's just a beautiful thing to say.
It's how I feel. I mean, again, we've known each other 3+ years now. And when you see somebody, you almost get a little bit jealous when you see somebody that young that's got such a hold of their talent at that point where you're like, at 23, I mean, I wasn't doing anything that Glenna was doing. So she's exciting to be around and she's exciting to watch what's going to happen for Glenna because she's just destined for somebody to scoop her up and toss a lot of money at her and be like, please just use your talent.
She's perfect. She doesn't make mistakes.
This question is for Amit, as in his character. Is your doctor using the pharmaceutical samples?
He probably partakes on the weekend. Recreational pharmaceutical samples.
Jono, you did a lot of work on this film. Producer, DOP, editor, director. How did you balance wearing all of those hats?
I think it's just a product of being a creative freak, I guess, for 25 years. Like, I'm just versed in all the things, and my ideas tend to be weirder than financeable. So I had to do a lot of stuff myself, even by virtue of doing the show Hot Globe. Like, I produce it, direct it, edit it, VFX, sound design. Like, I do the whole thing. So to do this, to do like a 3-hander scene in one location, even cutting that, it was kind of easy compared to what I do normally. I mean, this day and age too, like if you know enough about and are in love with the tools enough, you can kind of do anything on a shoestring if you just put some time into it. I had the camera it was sitting over from a Hot Globe shoot, so I just held on to it for an extra day and used that and threw a couple lights up. My friend Kevin did the sound, a guy I went to film school with. It just doesn't feel like work because it was really fun and it came together pretty easy.
Just a note, that's where the budget did go. Amit spent his money on the sound guy.
Yeah.
We got a proper sound guy. He paid him proper money.
Everything else was free.
Everything else was free.
You are a good filmmaker, sir. Sound can really make or break a film.
Truly.
Awesome. Amit, what have you learned about yourself through the making of this film?
I guess that I can let go. I basically wrote this and then put it in Jono's hands and was very happy, just like letting him creatively direct it and felt good about it, like the final product.
Nick, what have you learned about yourself through the making of this film?
This film, as an actor, taught me that when you've done a take and it went well and you want to take a second take, really try to make it as different as possible because this is the first time I've ever been able to sit on the editing room floor. And so to be presented with 3 different options of 3 different takes, I as an actor now look back at it and thought, oh, I really should have really gone a different direction on every take because you don't need the same one. So it taught me a lot as a performer completely that do it different every time.
As long as you get one clean one.
Yeah, no, as long as we get the, that one was great. Let's just try one for fun. That fun one, go crazy.
Jono?
I didn't learn anything new per se because I do it all the time. But what I think I did was affirm something because once it's been cut, I've been showing it to people who don't have the privilege of working with Amit and Nick and Glenna on the regular. People who haven't seen them before are watching this and they're like, who the heck are these people? They're so blown away by their acting. And I'm like, see, I was right. We have it all here. It was just affirming to see reflected back what I've already believed, I guess is what I'm trying to say.